Hi, and welcome to Academy. In this tutorial, I'm going to look at one of those indoor games. Or, you can build outdoor games where it's location specific. You can build outdoor games that has odometer, like you need to move around. You can build indoor games where you're just, sitting behind a desk, yourself alone. And you can also build, indoor games or outdoor games that are somehow a hybrid, so that you need to connect to your team members and it's interactive. And the Dark Manor that we are looking at in this video is actually indoor game, that is puzzle game. It's quite difficult to play, but you can play it in a team of up to 5 persons, so that it makes it a little bit easier to play, but at the same time, of course, it brings in the difficulty of communication. So it's quite a good challenge. And to find that game, you go to the templates, and you see it's one of those free templates. If you have an account, then you can actually go and click on the Dark Manor, and you can instantly create it on your account, no problem. Few words about the game maybe. It's mainly puzzles, and if I need to kind of describe it, it's a bit like this old-time text adventure type of game, where you go to the different rooms, you have, interact with different objects, and you kind of try to make sense of what is going on in this game, because it doesn't reveal you the goal, or it doesn't reveal you the exact settings in the very beginning, so it's kind of being innovative and trying to figure it out. The second thing in this game is that everything is dark, and you need a flashlight to see anything. And the flashlights, of course, run out of battery. So you have some batteries, but you will probably go through those batteries quite fast. And in order to keep on playing, you might need to get some batteries from your teammates. So you need to give a helping hand to all of your teammates, so that you can kind of solve the issue together. But as those batteries are slowly running out, you of course need to be quite fast as well, otherwise you will end up in the darkness and you will not finish the game. As said, it's not a very easy game, so it takes a bit of brain work. So if you are into this kind of, figuring things out and maybe choosing wrong routes and going back and choosing the right route, then this might be the game for you. Now you can play it alone, very difficult, but you can also play it with up to 5 people. And when you are setting the game up, then it's basically one game for one team. So if you want to have 2 or 3 teams of 5, playing, then you need to set up separate game for each team. Okay, so because of this interactivity that happens in the game, that's the way it's set up. I'm not going to show you how the game is played, so you can figure it out yourself, because it's kind of mysterious thing. But let's look at how the game actually works from inside, because this is the Academy after all. So first off, it's a full game, so it has all those tasks in it already, and you can see that it has 107 tasks, but it also has almost 50 tasks of these are actually connected with a flashlight, with a battery, and with changing the batteries between people, giving the battery from one person to another. So that is kind of a lot of technical stuff that you need to just make this interaction work. But then other 50 tasks are different objects, different tasks, different hints, different notes that appear in the game. So this is actually the meat of the game. It also has some tasks that explain what is happening to you, and that is also the important part of the game. Now, one important point is that if you want to translate this game, let's say you can take this game and you can also translate it, then what you can do is that you open a task from here, and then you translate the task, and then you save this task as a copy. And when you save it as a copy, it actually gets put into the game, and the translated task is on your account. So this is the way to translate it, because you cannot actually make changes to the existing tasks because they are not coming from your account, they are coming from the library. But you can always make changes to the tasks and then save them as a copy. Now, the rules of this game are pretty complicated. So if you're changing wording, then you might also look at the rules that it still works. But until you do just direct translation, it might be okay. Now let's look at the rules as well, because there are some interesting things here what is utilized. First of all, this game does not use playgrounds because it's older than the playgrounds are, and it's actually utilizing the map. And in the map, everything is taken out from the map, and you just have the world that is built within the map interface. It also utilizes the list, so some of those things like notes and items that you pick up will appear in a list, but that's all it's using from that side. So in that sense, pretty easy. Now, what it also utilizes is that it's utilizing these conditions that are on track. So, and it has 5 tracks. That means that if 5 players are in the same game together, then they all have a little bit different experience. So you might have more batteries. So you might have, some items that others don't have. And that means that you can, drive this communication that everybody actually needs also to communicate what is happening. You can play it alone, very difficult. You can also play it with 2 persons, more doable. But if you have 5 persons, you actually have more resources to do that. And if you look at the overall rules, and I'm not going to dig into the rules here, but you can create this game yourself and actually look what the rules are there. And you can see that there's quite a bit of rules that define how the game works, how the batteries are, distributed, how you can give the battery from one person to another person, and so forth. Okay, so that is the Dark Manor. And of course, if you go to the configuration screen, you can give it a name, you can change the intro text, you click save, and first thing what I recommend you to do is to go out and play it yourself, or don't go out, just try it out, because it is quite difficult, and in some stages doing some googling might help you forward. Thanks.